Hey everyone, we've come a long way in our blues improvisation series, so I want to share with you a few more exercises and tools for your improvising tool belt. And we're going to discuss scales, arpeggios, chord scale theory today. So it's going to get a little theoretical, hopefully not too complex, but we're going to keep it moving with a lot of playing. So let's grab your instrument and let's play the root of the first chord of the blues, the B flat 7 chord. Let's play the arpeggio based on that note, and it includes the root, third, fifth, and the seventh scale degree of the major scale. And remember that the seventh is flat by a half step. It's always good to play it ascending and descending so we get comfortable moving in both directions. Let's do the same thing for the 4 chord and the 5 chord now. So we're going to play the 4 chord, or a concert E flat 7. And now let's play the 5 chord, concert F7. And then the 1 chord one more time. So our goal is to get really comfortable with those chord tones when we improvise, but that's hard. I mean, you don't want to start with all 4 notes right away. So we like to break it down into groups of 2. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create lots of permutations of 2 notes. The root and the third and the fifth, the root and the 7th, and so on. There's even a formula for permutations that you can use to find out that there are 12 permutations of the different chord tones in a dominant 7 chord. So let's start with the first permutation, 1-3, going in an ascending direction. And let's play just half notes over the blues form. It's okay to switch around the octaves. It's actually a good thing to do so that you're comfortable playing the 5 chord down the octave or up the octave. Now let's move on to playing those chord tones in the opposite permutation. So we're going to be descending from third to root this time. So we don't have to only play arpeggios with the root, of course. It can get even more challenging when we start excluding the root from our permutation. So let's try a permutation with the 3rd and the 5th. Let's ascend 3-5 for a chorus, and then in the second chorus, we're going to descend 5-3. Now, once we get comfortable playing all 12 permutations of that, we can improvise with the different combinations of notes. Now, there's also a formula for combinations that you can see here, and you'll find if you calculate the numbers that there are 6 combinations of 2 notes when you have a set of 4 notes, like this arpeggio does. So, let's try improvising with the root and the 3rd over 1 chorus. So let's try improvising now with the 3rd and the 5th combination. Play chorus after chorus with different permutations, moving different combinations. You know, you can do 12 choruses straight playing every type of permutation and use a different rhythm. We use half notes, but you can use, you know, dotted quarter eighth or something like that. And then you can move on to using different combinations. Now, what I think is pretty fun is practicing with a friend to do this. So you can have a little bit of a battle where each time, each chorus, you switch turns and you take turns taking solos, and you challenge the other person at the end of your chorus to play a certain combination. So I could be finishing up my solo, and then in the last bar I'll say 13, and that'll mean they have to improvise with the root and the third. And then when they're done, they can point to me and say 75, and then I have to improvise with the 7th and the 5th. So I used to play football, and we had this audible called Blue 22. So this is how it worked. I was playing quarterback, and I walk up to the line, I get under center, I check out the defense, and if I see the linebackers and the safeties creeping up and looking like they're going to blitz, I call Blue 22, and that tells the tight ends to run a streak pattern so I can throw a light dump pass and try to keep them sleeping and catch them sleeping. So this is the kind of thing you don't want to fall asleep on the changes. You want to follow where you are in the form and see if you can challenge each other to think on the fly and be able to play certain combinations or permutations of notes. Once you move beyond 2-note combinations, you can move up to 3-note permutations. So let's do an exercise going 3-1-7. We're going to do a certain rhythm, and we're going to use the 3rd, the root, and the 7th of each chord. And then we can, of course, improvise with those notes. 1, 2, And of course, once you get comfortable with 3 notes, you can move on to playing permutations with all 4 notes of the arpeggio, and then playing a solo with all 4 notes, the combination of all 4 notes. So this time I'm going to play the descending arpeggio, 7-5-3-1. That's just one permutation. And then in the following chorus, I'm going to take a solo with all 4 notes. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this video on permutations and combinations over the blues. Check out our next video on upper structure chord extensions. Thanks very much.